Alright, guys. I'm about to start taping my first show and I'm nervous as shit, so I'm walking off some nervous energy and thought I'd bring you along with and tell you another ghost story. So, let's see. Which one? Let's do my house, I guess. Not the one I live in now, but the one in Kewaunee. So, I lived in Kewaunee, Illinois, which the address was actually Galva. In a big, it was like 90 something years old at the time, 4-story farmhouse. Had a big 4-car garage, 5.5 acres of grass to mow, and absolutely gorgeous out there. I could scream at the top of my lungs and not a neighbor would hear me. It was a quarter of a mile away from the nearest neighbor. It was great. Had a closer cemetery than I had a closer neighbor. So this house. When we first went to go look at it, well, I was like, I was 16 when we moved in there. So I was 16 when we went to go see it a few months earlier. When we went to look at it, I get a weird feeling about this room upstairs, which turned out to be my brother's room. Well, the walls were like a light baby blue color, and that kind of sounds nice, but it wasn't. It made it ominous and creepy. So in his room, he had the bay window, kind of thing, the 3 windows in a bay form, whatever, up there above the bay windows of the living room. And to the left was a closet. Strangest thing, when you get into the closet, there's these 4 very wide, very deep shelves. And the instant thought that I had was, wow, you could sleep 4 children in just that closet. That is creepy as shit. I just didn't like it. I picked the room downstairs. Anyway, so we go to move in, first day there. I unload boxes, furniture's in there. I have a regular dresser. It's like 4 drawers and it's deep drawers. It's an old it was my great grandparents' old furniture. So it was like 1940s retro or whatever it was. So got the furniture set up, and there's not a light in there. There's not a light switch, or there's not a light on the ceiling. So I needed a lamp to plug in. The only lamp I had was this little green and brass desk lamp. So it went on my vanity dresser. So in my room, I got a mattress on the floor, I got my regular dresser, and I got my vanity dresser with a mirror on it. And a bunch of boxes. And some clothes taken out and put in drawers. That's what I did my first day in the house, pretty much. So, my first night there, I'm trying to unpack some shit, and I hear a tink, just a light little metal on metal tapping noise. Tink. I'm thinking, okay, this is a little effing house. I heard it again. I brushed it off. I heard it again a couple hours later, just a tink. Now, what the hell could that be? I got nothing in the room except for these dressers, and I took out some clothes, and there's nothing else out really that would make that noise. So I go around and I check the windows, and of course, it's almost a 100-year-old house. The windows rattle, but it doesn't make a metal on metal noise. So I check the dresser handles because they're metal, And I check each one. I lift it up and I drop it. And I lift it up and I drop it. And I rattle each one of them and well, that's not the noise. Not the right noise. Oh, whatever. I'm going through boxes. I'm jiggling the boxes. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. See if something in there might have shifted or something like that. No metal on metal noise. No nothing. No tink. Damn. The hell. Okay. I don't know, not that like it bothered me or anything. So a couple nights later, and of course I hear this every night that I'm there. Every day that I'm there since the first day we moved in. I hear it again. And I'm thinking the only thing that it could possibly be is the desk lamp. But I don't ever see it move or nothing. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, no way. So there's a little pull chain on it. So I play with that. I go ding, ding. I try and I try and I try to get that thing to the little pull chain to hit the metal brass stem that it's on. And finally, tink, I made the fucking noise. That's the noise. So I tried it again and again and again, and I got it to make the noise again and again. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. That's the noise. It's the only thing in the whole room that could be making the noise the whole time. Did I ever see it move? Fuck no. 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 That noise, that house was noises. That house was noises, not sightings, I tell you. So every night from then on, when I hear that noise, tink, I look at the brass desk lamp and I'm looking to see if that thing is moving. The chain, and it's not. It doesn't move at all. So fast forward a little while, somebody gives us a computer, and we happen to put our little computer desk on top of where the cast iron stove used to be, which is now a cold air return on the floor, just a wooden grate. And we have an old antique chair at this computer desk. It was my great grandpa's chair from his house, I think. So this old kitchen chair, I swear I would hear it move across that cold air return grate. Like somebody was moving it out of the desk or away from a wood burning stove, right? And of course, I was never out in the dining room or living room when I would hear it move. I was always in my bedroom, sometimes the bathroom. And never saw it move. But I heard it like, I don't know, a good 10 or 12 times while we were living there. Another thing. Hold on. This requires a drink. I'm not done with that house yet. Hold on. So, the bad feeling in my brother's room was about to come into play. I was out late one night till like 2:30 in the morning. Stoned. Not drunk, but stoned. Which never made me hallucinate or anything like that before. I go inside and I sit in the living room, and for some reason, and no reason at all, I decide not to turn on the TV. Usually I would turn on the TV, watch whatever crap we had in the no cable situation that we had right then. So I'm sitting there on the couch, not watching TV or anything like that, not really thinking anything. I'm just spacing out. Doing nothing. And I hear heavy and hard footsteps from my brother's room. Dong, 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 dong. Really heavy, fast, and hasty footsteps in my brother's room, which was directly above me where I was sitting at the time. Tim's not home. What the fuck was that? And I sat for a minute and I listened to see if I could hear something else. And I couldn't hear anything else. So I go upstairs really quietly because mom and dad are still upstairs sleeping. Or so I think. Hope. Right? So I go upstairs and I creep up the stairs, old creaky ass fucking almost 100-year-old floor. And I get to their door and I stuck my ear to the door really carefully and I listened for them breathing. So I heard them breathing. They were both in there asleep. What the fuck was in Tim's room? That was creepy. So I walk down the hallway a little bit and I go to Tim's room. And I open the door just barely. Because the bitch creaks and I didn't want to wake up mom and dad. And I peek in the room and sure shit, he's not home. I peek my head in and I look around the corner. I look for the windows open. Ain't no windows open. I'm looking around. And I was thinking to myself, thank God I did not pick this room when we moved in. But my poor brother has to suffer sleeping in this. So, from what I gather, there was a couple spirits there. One that was downstairs making noises at me. And then one evil fucking bastard that lived upstairs in Tim's room. Or mom and dad's room, who fucking knows. And the whole upstairs kind of felt creepy to me. So, that's about it. Heard a bunch of noises in that house. Felt some creepiness. Never saw anything. Never saw anything move. I wonder. This mailbox doesn't actually go to a house. And there's mail in it. Holy fuck. That's weird. Okay. That's my second ghost story for YouTube. I'll tell you another one later. I'm gonna get back home, charge my little remote here, and charge my microphone, and charge my phone, and get ready to tape. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You'll probably see it tomorrow. Alright, guys. It's spooky January. Happy New Year.